Hey soapy folks, another soap video, sort of continuation. I'm making a couple tonight, not actually making soaps like the soap loaf mold or anything. I'm making some embeds and a couple different things tonight. So right now I'm going to do I think some Halloween-y kind of things, and I found these cool molds at Michael's for like $2. They were a great deal. So they're little skull and crossbones. So I think I might try to do 3 of those as kind of to do as future embeds. And then I have this candy mold actually that it's probably hard to see, but they're little gravestones. These portions are actually so you could take the gravestone and set it in it and then set it up. But I'm not going to make those. I'm just going to make the gravestones. And I have a couple of those. So I want to do these in white, and then I want to do these in gray. But I don't know. We'll see how much I have in here, of how much I can fill. I'm also going to scent it with a fragrance called Fig and Sweet Almond. It smells really nice, but I didn't know. You know, what do you fragrance skulls with? So, and then I have some titanium dioxide. I think this is from Brambleberry. And I have something called Blackest Black, and this is from TKB Trading. So let's see, what else? The recipe. So, okay, 3 ounces of castor oil, 3 ounces of cocoa butter, 5 ounces of 76-degree coconut oil, 2 ounces of grapeseed oil, 5 ounces of olive oil, 2 ounces of safflower oil, 7.6 ounces of water, and 2.8 ounces of lye. And I'm going to add my fragrance right in. I also have some vanilla stabilizer in here. I haven't used this fragrance before, and I actually tried to look it up online. I got this as like somebody listed it on Facebook and was selling it, so I picked it up just sort of as a random. It was a good deal. But I can't find it online, how it acts in soap. But it definitely has vanilla. It has like vanilla fragrance to it, so I'm assuming there's some vanilla in it. So I've added some vanilla stabilizer, and because I'd like to keep it nice and white. And here goes the lye water. Alright, so let's get moving. My temperatures are really pretty cold, around 71 degrees. Alright. It smells very nice. Okay. Well, I don't really have trace yet. It looks emulsified, but I don't really see trace yet. And you see the mess I made next to myself with trying to put the black powder into the squeeze bottle. Well, this is interesting. I just used this exact same recipe a few minutes ago with some essential oils, and I got trace very quickly. And it was the same temperature, and so I imagine it's the fragrance oil or the vanilla stabilizer. Okay, that's a little better. Alright, so let me add some titanium dioxide. Oh, I always do that when I uncork that. Darn it. Get it everywhere. Okay, that looks nice and white. Let me put these on a tray, I think. Let's see. Let me move this one. Achoo! Excuse me. Okay. Alright, so I'm just going to fill these up. I'm probably out of the shot here. You see I have some little round embeds going from an earlier. We'll see how much soap I have. If I have enough, then I'm going to color this gray and try to do some of the gravestones. If not, I may have to do a separate batch. Well, it's staying nice and loose. Oops. Yikes. And I wanted to do 12, well, I want 11 because if I use the red Essential Depot mold, loaf mold, eventually that will cut 11 slices. So I wanted to try to do 11 embeds so I can do a whole loaf all at once. These are pretty thick too, so it looks like I'm going to have plenty left over here. Okay. Okay. And then I'm going to add a little of the blackest black color. Try not to get this everywhere. I'm going to add just a few drops because I don't want black, I want gray. Okay. That's a pretty gray, actually. It's a nice sort of very light dove gray. I want something a little darker. Wow, this fragrance oil behaves wonderfully, or the vanilla stabilizer is making it stay nice and loose. But it's very easy to work with. Okay. I don't want to make it too dark. That's probably going to be enough. All right, let me... Let me give this a little whiz here. Okay. Again, I don't know how many of these I'm going to fill up, although I would love to get 11. starting to thicken up just a little bit. All right, I think I will get my 12. Beautiful. Okay. All right, that's it. I'm going to let these sit out, and probably after the break will be the making of the soap in which these are going to go in. So join me after that. Thanks. Bye. Okay, soapy folks, it is soap making time, and today I'm going to do like a Halloween themed one, and I have some embeds to do. So I'm going to do a black soap, and then sort of in the middle of the black soap, I'm going to do these little skull and crossbone embeds. And then on top of the soap, I have some candy molds that I made, some gravestones. Now, just a quick word about these. When I did them, you can see these like broke off. They didn't come out of the molds nice and clean. But for this, for the gravestones, they actually look great. I mean, they look like stone, weathered stone. So I'm going to try to put these on the top. And then I have some little orange balls, like sort of carve some stripes in. I'm going to try to make them look like pumpkins too. And finally, for on the top, I'm going to use these are some Wilton candies that look like little leaves. So I'm going to sprinkle those on top too. All right, so the recipe is 16 ounces of olive oil, 4 ounces of castor oil, 8 ounces of shea butter, 10 ounces of 76-degree coconut oil, 2 ounces each of grapeseed, safflower, and sesame, and 4 ounces of stearic acid. Now, I don't normally put stearic acid in my soap because I find that they're usually hard enough. I have stearic acid really because I'm working on a shaving soap. But this is a brand new stearic acid batch that I got that is soy-based. So if you're trying to be a palm-free soaper, like I am, then this is a great choice. And I am totally forgetting where I got it from, but I will put the link in the comments below where I got it from. I'm going to be using some fragrance. This is fig and sweet almond. Oh, I forgot this. 18.24 ounces of water and 6.5 ounces of lye. And I'm going to pour some off because this is a lot. This is more than I need, and I'm going to do another project tonight. So I'm not going to fragrance this right yet. I'm going to pour a little bit batch off first. Okay. So here we go. My temperatures are a little warmer than I normally soap. So my oils are at 120 and my lye water is at 110. And that's because of the stearic acid. It needs to stay hotter or else it solidifies out of the oils. So I expect this to sort of trace up pretty quickly. But that's okay because I don't really need a very liquid soap. I mean, it doesn't need to stay thin. Although I didn't expect it to be quite this thick. Okay, that is no bueno. All right, we're going to have to just work through this, I think. Okay. So, it didn't really seize or anything, and I actually don't see any ricing. It just got super thick really fast. And as I'm staring at it, it's working still. Okay. All right, I think I'm gonna try to make sure I have everything. I'm not missing any pockets. So I know this thickened up pretty quick, but it's okay. Like I said, as long as it sort of stays like this for a little bit, I should be fine. Okay. I want to pour some off, well, scoop some off, I guess. I'm doing another little sort of piping project on the side. And that's probably plenty. Okay. All right, and then I want to do a little bit of green on top here. Oh, you know what? Before I do that, let me put in the fragrance and give it a good stir. Okay, that should be good. All right, I want to take off enough to kind of do a green top. I don't need a ton. And then the rest is going to be black. I'm using, the color is called Blackest Black, and it's from TKB Trading. And I just have it pre-mixed with some water in a little squeeze bottle, which I find really handy to use. This is pretty thick, so my my hand's getting tired. Okay. Smells nice. That scent, sweet almond and fig, or fig and sweet almond, is pretty strong. So I put some in the embeds so they smell just like it. I reduced the amount, you know, really that I put in here because it is pretty strong. Okay, that looks good. All right. So I have my mold, and then if you can see, I have it marked off where the cutter was going to go through, because that's going to be important when I put the embeds in. All right, so I want a little bit of a layer here. Doesn't have to be too much. Okay, so now I'm going to take my little bones and I want to put them in where the cutter is going to go through them. Let me move this up a little bit so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So I'm just lining up where I think the wire is going to slice through, and I'm putting the embed right on that line because I want it to go through that and have sort of half, you know, half on each side. When I pour the rest of the black soap on top, the challenge will be just to keep them sort of nice and straight. Now my last two didn't work out so well. They sort of came apart, but I'm hoping once they're surrounded by soap, it'll be okay. This one really fell apart. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to adjust these a little bit here. All right. I hope I'm lined up enough. Okay. All right, so in goes the rest of the soap. I'm going to just try and make it so it doesn't move them too much. Oops. Okay. Okay. All right, so in goes my little skulls. Okay. The rest of the black. Okay. Now, I am a little worried that that jostling will move things around, or I'm going to get air pockets. So we'll see. This is kind of an experiment. All right, the green on top. I'm using a little bit of emerald from Celestial Colors, and I'm going to put in just a little bit of white because the emerald is really dark. Okay, that should be good. Oop. Got a little bit of oil or something at the bottom here. I think that's a little bit of the fragrance. Okay. Well, I may have removed a little too much soap. I thought I had a lot more than I needed because of the embeds. But, oh goodness. And this is a weird thing. Like I don't know if the fragrance is sort of seeping out or what's going on. I don't know if you can see that on the top here. I really don't usually soap this hot, so I don't know if you can see, but there's some liquid on the top that's sort of coming out. I kind of stirred it in, but alright, so these I don't have enough room to actually put them in. These need to go between the wire cutters. I was going to put them at an angle, but I think I have to put them up, straight up and down. I don't know, some of these bars are not going to work out, I don't think. We'll see. Okay. All right. So I was going to try and maybe do like a pumpkin kind of thing. I don't know that these will look like pumpkins. We'll try. And I don't have enough big ones. Oh, I'm only one short. So we'll use a little pumpkin. Okay. And then I want to put a little green on for a stem, if I can manage it. All right, so we'll see how it goes. I don't know that this is gonna work out. I don't know that the little gravestones are gonna be able to be held in place because some of them are just not very in the soap. But we'll see. This is just for kind of a fun soap. Okay. All right, so that's my graveyard soap. Scary. All right, so after the break should be the cutting. Okay, thanks. Stay tuned. Okay, folks, here we are cutting my spooky Halloween bar. Now, I think I turned off my camera yesterday before I did this, but I put those little leaves, those little sugar leaves on. So they're just kind of sitting on top. This was pretty thick, so I look like I have some air pockets kind of on the end, but if it's not all the way through, that's not such a big deal. I have this lined up. This gravestone kind of went wonky, so it's throwing things off a little bit, so I might have to cut that a little bit. because I'd like to try and keep everything else in line. Alright, so here we go. Now those skull embeds actually have little eyes that are sort of cut out. If things lined up perfectly, I might get, like, you would actually be able to see eyes, like cavities in this cut through. But I don't think that's, unless I'm incredibly lucky, it's probably not going to happen. So I just thought, you know, the skulls themselves would look kind of cool. Okay. So there we go. That one came out pretty good, actually. You can kind of see the teeth on that one even. Oh, look. So I got little eyes, there are little holes in there. That's so funny, I love it. On that side. And on this side it looks just a little bit more, you know, skull and bony. So. That's so funny. A couple of them got actual eyes in them. That's pretty great. That one, the head kind of shifted, but oh well. You still kind of get the idea. And I have an air pocket. This batter got so thick so quickly, I'm not surprised that I got air pockets. Now this one, the back, I definitely can't see, but the front looks pretty good. And they look so good with the little gravestones in them. Okay, so this one isn't very good. Neither this side nor this side sort of came through. I sort of missed it. So, oh well. Yeah, and this one too. You sort of see it. I might be able to save that a little bit if I carve off, if I plane it a little bit, I might be able to save that one. Darn it, they got shifted around, so the skull and crossbones aren't coming out as great on these. But I might be able to clean them up and save them a little bit. If I plane this one a little bit, I think the rest of the crossbones will come through. And about half of them kind of came out where you can kind of see this skull and crossbones. Maybe a little more than half. So, this last one. So, okay. So, yeah, you know, about half of them came out looking really good. And then the other half, not so much. Let's see. This one, I think these two came out. I think these two came out kind of the best. So even though that one head is a little wonky, you can definitely sort of tell what it is. And the gravestones look so good on them. The pumpkins are cute, and the little leaves on top look cute. So, you know, I got the batter was really thick, so you can see the sides are a little weird. And I have some air pockets, but I mean, overall, I think it was cute. It was a fun attempt. I don't know that I would do it again, because it was really long. I mean, I had to make the skull embeds. I had to make the gravestone embeds. The pumpkins I had from another project, so are the orange balls. I just turned them into pumpkins, and then getting them all lined up and together was hard. I definitely wouldn't use stearic acid again because I need more time to manage this. So, Anyway, they're cute, and they need to get cleaned up a little bit, but that's about it. Okay. Thanks so much for watching. Comments, questions, leave them below. I will try to, if you have a question, I usually try to get around to answering it. And if you like it, subscribe and check back for more soap videos. Okay, thanks, bye.